Welcome back to Harriet's Florida Kitchen. I'm Harriet, we're in Florida, this is my kitchen. Now today I'm going to make chicken and white wine, also known as coq au vin, if you don't mind making it with white wine. But I've made it before, and so that may sound familiar to regular viewers of Harriet's Florida Kitchen. And I made it in a pressure cooker before as well. But this is a very cold weekend across the country, and it seemed to me that it was another chance to do a disaster preparedness video, whether it's for people who are snowbound, as friends of ours on a farm in Virginia are, and my son and his wife Joanne in New York. People all over the country are really in dire straits. A lot of them have had no power for a few days. Some of them are getting it back. Some of them are losing it again. So I thought, well, I can help them out because I know about this, especially because we have hurricanes. And so this is a perfect recipe also if you have a hurricane coming down on you and you need to prepare for it. Now, as I've told you before, the way that I prep for emergencies, for disasters coming up is, of course, I buy batteries and I buy duct tape, or I get it out and I tape up the tub and I get my gallon bags of water filled up, one per person per day, usually for 7 days worth at least. But then I also brown my chicken, because if I want to have delicious food when I have no power, you can't brown chicken very well on Sterno. It doesn't get hot enough to really do it. So I brown my chicken in advance, and if it needs something like the one that is my chicken with sherry vinegar and sherry, one of my other recipes, then I go ahead and I do the shallots and their butter and oil. And then I either freeze the chicken, the already browned chicken, and I freeze the juice and the shallots and all that, or I put it in the fridge. It depends on how many days ahead the hurricane is coming, or in this case, snow. Anyway, today I'm going to brown the chicken for the coq au vin, and I'm going to cook the mushrooms and the onions and the wine. If this were an actual emergency, I would then put them in separate containers and I would put them in the freezer and I would have them ready. For today, I'm going to just show you how to do it, and you do them in 2 different pots. The reason you use a pressure cooker, why would you bother? Because if you want to cook something at a very high heat, the great thing about a pressure cooker is, now if you want to, I've tried it with a votive candle. It really doesn't, it takes forever to do it with a votive candle. My mother always has used Sterno, which I think is the right idea. And she even used to use it on her chafing dish, her silver chafing dish stand. But we're going to have a little drama in the show kitchen today, because I'm going to show you how to put together a Sterno stove, which I just found out you can't get at Home Depot, which seems super stupid to me. But you can get it online for sure. And so just go ahead and order it and have them on hand, and they fold up. They come in little packages like this so that you can easily store those, and you can store your Sterno. In fact, Sterno can come in packages like this, so that you can put it away in your disaster emergency kit and have it all ready. So we'll get to that later. Now, for right now, we're going to start with browning of the chicken and then put that in the pressure cooker. I'll show you how to do that. Here we go. All right, starting out on high heat, you put in 4 tablespoons of oil. And I've kind of gone off of olive oil for things like this because since you're cooking with white wine, it's a little more subtle flavor. So I'm going to put in 4 tablespoons, which, as I know you don't need me to tell you, is the same as a 1/4 cup. And we're going to let that come to a kind of a shimmer. Okay, can you see that oil has got its own, you see how it has that kind of lumpiness, kind of a shimmery look in it? That is what you want it to look like when you're getting it ready for the chicken to go in. That's the proper way. It kind of forms its own little, almost a wake of itself. There's just, you can see that, just that kind of shimmer. Okay, now it's ready. Nice and hot. All right, we'll cook that for just a few minutes until it gets brown, and we'll turn it over. Notice that I'm using chicken on the bone and with the skin, because I just think it tastes better. They don't look quite so naked. I started it out on high, and now I've turned it down after about 2 minutes to medium high. I want it to brown, but I do not want it to burn. All right, let's see how those are looking. Pretty good, I think. Yep. That's been in for about 4 minutes. I'm going to turn them over now. It goes another few minutes, nice and golden brown. That is exactly what we want. Those have been in for about 2 minutes, and you'll see they're beginning to get nice and brown on the other side. You don't need to cook them all the way through because that's what we're going to do in the pressure cooker. But you do need them to look nice so they don't look just like little naked chickens, which are not very appetizing even in the middle of an emergency. All right, those are looking good. Take those off. Now, this is the point at which, again, had this been an actual emergency, you would put the chicken, you would let them set aside to cool them. So never put anything hot in the freezer or refrigerator. You would set them aside to cool, and then you would put them in a Ziploc bag, or you would put them in a container, something that you can defrost them in later, or just put them in the refrigerator for a day or two. You would so you put away the chicken. You would save the juice. Now in a minute, we're going to use the juice to make the mushrooms and the onions. So since we're not actually in an emergency, we're going to go ahead and put them in the pressure cooker because it's going to do the pressure cooker while we do the mushrooms and the onions. So we move the chicken over into the pressure cooker. And do it using these wonderful tongs. Thank you, Sally. Into that, I'm going to put 1/2 a cup of dry white wine. Make sure it all is under there. Alrighty. Okay. Now we put the pressure cooker lid on. This one happens to be super cute, fancy one that I got used. It's a Jamie Oliver one. I don't even think they make it anymore, but boy, is it a nice one. All right, we're gonna clip that on. And if those of you who are afraid of pressure cookers, you don't need to be. They're really quite wonderful. Now it happens that this one has a timer right on it. You're supposed to be in the pressure cooker for 20 minutes. And the great thing about this is that once it's up to pressure, which will be on our Sterno stove, that's when the clock starts. It doesn't start until then. And if you get a pressure cooker like that, that would be great. Now, obviously, you can't have a plug-in pressure cooker because we're talking about your power being out. So you need to do this. And by the way, did you notice I only had 4 thighs in there? I don't happen to like breast, but you're welcome to use breast. Don't cook any more than you will actually eat in one sitting, because if it's a hurricane situation where it's super hot outside, because that's when hurricanes happen usually, you will have no way to store it. You don't want to take up your cooler space with your, the ice that you do have. If it's snow, then obviously you can make more, and you can make enough, and you can just pop it out in the snow and hold on to it until you're ready to use it, and then warm it up on the fire or something. But my recommendation is that you only make enough for cooking for one seating. For one meal, for however many people you have eating it. Okay, so what we do is we put this on the heat. It's locked. You saw that I did that. So this has a switch right here, and it's really hard to see it, but over here you see it moves around depending on what you want to cook. So this is the one that has a picture of chicken on it. I like it that it has a picture. You don't have to see the writing. Okay, so we turn it to the chicken picture, and we're going to turn on the heat on high. That's what we would do if we were cooking it at home. But I'm going to show you how to do it on the Sterno stove. Okay, I should be able to do this. All right, you see the Sterno stove it comes all folded up in a little package. So you straighten it out like this, and you fold these like that. And you clip this, if you hold this like this, and you clip this. Oh gosh, can you see these little clips in here? They clip like that. This clips here. I'm telling you, it's not that easy. Oh, there it goes. Okay, and that's what it's supposed to look like. And now we'll get the Sterno, something to open the Sterno with. Here we go, like that. And now you have to decide where you're going to do this cooking. And I kind of don't want to do it under a cabinet. So I'm going to take my little stove over here in front of the window because that seems safer to me. And this is the really exciting part. So you put the Sterno in here. See those little holders, or that's what that's for. Then, now assume assume the lights are out, the wind is blowing. Okay, so Use a long match if you can. Okay, come on. You can kind of hear it snap, crackle, and pop. Okay, cool. Now we're going to put the pressure cooker on there, and it will let us know when it's up to speed. As soon as it starts to steam, I'll turn this on and let you know that it's happened. But then our timer will go and we have 20 minutes. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and we're going to do what you would normally do to prep before the storm. And that is we're going to cook the mushrooms and the onions and the wine. Let's get started with that. I'm going to heat up the oil again and put it on about medium high. This calls for 1 onion minced fine and 1/4 to 1/3 pound of fresh mushrooms. But I love mushrooms and I love onion. So this is pretty much 1 onion, but the mushrooms, I actually have about 1/2 pound. So that's okay in my opinion. Now we'll put in the onions. Put in the mushrooms, which are already sliced. Thank you very much. Bought them from the store. We're just going to do these so that they're sauteed. Okay. I've had those in 3 or 4 minutes, and I think they look pretty wonderful. If you like yours a little better done, a little more done, go ahead and do it. But I think this is just fine. I'm going to take this off. This is the point at which you would set those aside, and you would cool them a little bit, more than a little bit, you'd cool them. And then you would put those also in a container or a Ziploc bag, some way to put them either in the freezer or put them in the refrigerator, and hold them over until you're ready to use them when the power's out during your emergency. Once you take off the chicken, you're going to reheat, and if you need to, you reheat the mushrooms and the onions, cooking it on top of the sterno. Okay, that took about 20 minutes to come up to heat. It sort of was beginning to feel like a lost cause, but I think it's fine. Okay, so in this case, this can come off. How cool is that? And probably can't see that against the light. It lets me know that this will be done in 18 minutes. Okay. Okay, and then the most important part, the wine. And that's 1/4 cup. We put in 1/2 cup into the pressure cooker and 1/4 cup into this. And then we're going to let this cook along a little bit for a few more minutes. It should be pretty wonderful pretty soon. Okay, it's just about to go off. It's going off in 2 seconds. And there we go. All right, I'm going to remove this on this. And this is the trick. I'm going to take this and put it upside down to put out the fire. Well, it's not turning off. Let's do it this way then. Okay. Oh, not easy. Come on, come on. There. Turn it off already. Okay, we hope that that's off. And just in case, I can still hear it snap, crackling, and popping. So I'm going to take it outside so it's not around anything flammable. Then I'll let it go off on its own. Okay, now, you're supposed to turn this down. We take the little switch that I told you about, and we're going to turn this so that it goes off, and that should let the steam out. Let's do it. Looks really, really, really pretty. Okay, I'm going to put the chicken in our little serving dish. Aren't we glad that we browned this chicken so that it doesn't look pale and anemic? Pour this into, turn the heat up, and we're going to pour this in with this. And we didn't put any salt and pepper in before, so we're going to add a little, just a pinch of salt and pepper, a little kosher salt. Take a note out of Ina's book. Okay, that's a couple of pinches. You add as much as you want to. And of course, we have to use our special grinder that has its own light. Let's see if the light's working today. The emergency light is on. Kind of flickers a little bit. This has gotten to be kind of an old pepper grinder, but the Gans gave it to us and we love it. Thank you so much. Okay, now we have plenty of pepper and salt. All right, I'm bringing that back up to heat, which of course you've brought out of the freezer or the refrigerator, defrosted. Okay. It looks gorgeous. Doesn't this look wonderful? Oh, I'm gonna have to eat that. Oh, perfect, perfect. Okay. Well, if you want to, you can cook this down. Now, again, if I'd been a really good influencer, I'd have remembered that I was doing it on top of the Sterno stove, but I sort of forgot. So you can do this. You can cook this down a little bit on top of the Sterno. If you want to make it really look amazing, you can put a little parsley on it. If your parsley hasn't frozen outside or died in the hurricane. Okay, before I taste it, I'm going to give you a little more information. Forgot to tell you what cookbook this is from. This is from one my mom got as a shower present when she got married from her friend Mary and Tracy, who actually wrote the book. So this is called Cooking Under Pressure. You can still get it for about $1.50 in used book online stores. And this is the chicken and white wine. Now, the other thing is you need to subscribe and you need to find the recipe. So the recipe is underneath the video on the right-hand side of your screen, and you look down and it says, there's a little description and it says more. So you click on more and it'll open it up, and there the recipe will be. Okay, let's have a bite and see how it is. I think it's going to be, I know how it is. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fabulous. Okay. Just a little of this. Maybe cut that in half with a mushroom. Oh my gosh, nice and hot. Okay. Not enough salt. Hold on. Put a little bit more salt. Okay. So if you want to, in fact, what I would recommend is when you're cooking the chicken, go ahead and put some salt in there. Okay. Now, you remember I have these really cool things. These are really crystal light containers, but I use these to store my peppercorns and salt and stuff like that. Aren't they cute? I think they're great. Okay. Now, well, maybe I better have one more before. That was definitely needed. Okay. Thank you so much for watching Here at Sporty Kitchen. If you're in an emergency situation, I hope you're not freezing to death, or I hope you're not getting washed away in a surge, or I hope you're not getting blown away. And if you need to, evacuate and then make this in your evacuation headquarters. Anyway, thank you for watching Harriet's Florida Kitchen. Stay safe and stay well. Bye.